In a world where Gene Simmons and every other washed up douchebag is insisting that rock is dead, one man has set out to prove them wrong. Nick Oliveri and Mondo Generator at the Brauerhouse in Lombard, Illinois, October 16th, 2015.
Mike, tell us about You Know Who.
Well, the record's about out, and I'm super proud and excited. I think it turned out really good. It's me, Dylan Brown, and Greg Sines, and some of my best friends, incredible musicians, and yeah, we're all really excited and stoked, and I hope everyone enjoys checking it out.
I listened to it on the way down here. I loved it.
Ah, killer. Thanks, man.
There's some old school thrash metal.
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, Greg used to be in Excel, or still is. He's actually doing shows with them again. They got some stuff coming up. So he's definitely got the thrash thing down as well as the punk. And yeah, it's interesting to me. I think it's natural for us to do that kind of music, but it is kind of faster than a lot of the other like stoner stuff, but it's still got the stoner vibe too. I don't know. Someone was calling it stoner punk. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was like,
it works.
I'm down with that.
It works.
But yeah, we just did a little run, some shows, and then now that the record's out, hopefully next year we'll start hitting it real hard. And
Tour for it?
Yeah, definitely. We plan on it. We don't have anything scheduled yet, but we'll definitely keep everyone posted.
Awesome. Awesome. You're active on Kyuss World, so I know that we'll hear about it first.
Oh, killer. Yeah, for sure. Definitely post that. Yeah. No, I love the Kyuss World, and to everyone out there, thank you. Some of the coolest people I've met through that forum. It's just, it's not often that you see or meet cool people on the internet that aren't just like talking shit.
Right.
But yeah, I love it. It's really cool. Cool family.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nathan. You're doing a great job.
It's awesome to have you and Nick and all of our favorite desert musicians interacting with us.
Yeah, it's cool. It keeps my finger on the pulse too. I learn about a lot of cool stuff on there. A lot of cool new bands and things going on, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Very much appreciate it.
Excellent.
I was in Unsound, yes.
Yeah.
I played football with Josh and Brant in high school, and we were sitting in art class one day, and Brant said, "Dude, you know, Unsound was already established. They had a drummer named Tony Brown, and Brant said, if I were you, you know, I'd get a hold of these guys. You'd be perfect." So anyway, so I got a hold of their cassette. I learned all their songs. Went to Brian Maloney's house, and we went through the first record like in one night, and they almost couldn't say no. So anyway, and yeah, so from there we played a lot of shows with Kyuss. We opened up for their Blues for the Red Sun record release with Cat Club
Awesome.
in Hollywood with Ricky Ratpin from MTV, and yeah, they were good friends actually for a small time. And I don't know if I should even be saying this officially, but you know, when Brant was leaving, he gave me the blessing, and I actually was I played with Kyuss before Alfredo, and we jammed at Josh's mom's house, and when Scott was in the band, and came down to a Friday night, and Unsound was very bummed because Unsound and Kyuss were in the desert. There was two avenues, and we were both on our way up. There was the punk route, which was Unsound, and then there was the desert stuff. And a lot of people said they liked Unsound over Kyuss. A lot of people obviously like Kyuss over Unsound, but I love both. I really did love both. But anyway, yeah, it was a Friday night. Unsound had a show, and I was jamming with Kyuss. Everybody was bummed, and I said that I was going to stick with Unsound. And unfortunately, not even unfortunately, I'm happy the way my life turned out. I don't know,
Sure.
but you know, I chose the Unsound route, and Unsound kind of imploded. So, not, I mean, kind of maybe even because of me. I mean, I don't know. I kind of gave up on it too. So, but record deal that went south, and you know, people that promised us that they would work harder than they actually did to, because it's still good music, and it's still. I mean, when we play, we played a show. I convinced the guys in Unsound when Kyuss Lives played in Palm Desert. They hit us up to play with them, and so there was a Kyuss Unsound show in Palm Desert. I mean, there was, as they said with who said this? I just saw it the other day, but you couldn't fit another person in the room with a shoehorn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Paul Stanley, I think it was, that said that. But anyway, I mean, it was like, well, I mean, there was people that couldn't get in. It was magnificent. It was the awesome night, and a couple of the guys from Unsound were unsure about doing it, and I'm like, you guys, fucking say yes. And I guarantee you, Friday at 11 o'clock, you're gonna be smiling from ear to ear, and it's gonna be. It was an epic night. It was rad.
Wow.
So Unsound can still. I mean, we still bring it, and we still play every now and again. But
You're talking about an official release?
well, I'm saying the idea of, and this is just me talking, but the timing is right, and let's just say I won't even say anything. Yeah, I can't say anything, but I will say that it's definitely being talked about that maybe the best thing we ever did was not go anywhere, because we're so underground, but so almost folkloric almost, but we still deliver, and I believe that the songs are still relevant, and with, I mean, ask Nick, he'll tell you one of his favorite bands ever is Unsound. You know, we have a lot of people in a lot of important places that believed in what we had going on, and if we actually all put our heads together and our hearts together, I think, you know, I mean, because really it's not like 10 years from now. Well, I don't know. I mean, anytime in the last 25 years, this is the best time, I think, to get our shit together and maybe, you know, give
that would
something
be
a
great.
shot. Yeah. So.
I've just gotten onto the Unsound train.
Okay.
Kyuss World members sent me, you know, a bunch of songs, and I've heard it, and I believe that it would be.
Yeah, I think so.
You know,
I think it
great
would be,
today,
and I'm not
too.
saying, you know, nothing. I just think that we have a place in the scene that's going on here and abroad, and I mean, you can kind of go anywhere, and I mean, people talk to me about Unsound all the time, and you know, everybody's heard, at least maybe they haven't even heard it, but they've heard of it.
Right.
And there's a lore there that I think we live up to. If it was out, I believe we would live up to everything that everybody's heard about us, because we do have our. It's not total like hardcore punk, but it's certainly definitely desert. It's not desert rock, and it's not hardcore punk, but it's good quality. Like, but it's not soft punk either. It's
Sure.
It's good stuff. So, and I think now with you know, with the low sound desert and the desert, what's the other one?
Desert Age.
Desert Age coming up. Hello, you know, I mean, it's out there.
Yeah.
You know, Ian's playing with the Adolescents now, but you know that would only increase the thing. I don't know. I think it's a good time. So I think it's the best time that it's been in the last 25 years, and I don't think it's going to be any better in 10 more years. We probably won't be able to move that fast, but anyway, I think definitely in conjunction with the release of these movies and with Kyuss World being a thing, you know, there's definitely room. There's definitely room for
I agree.
some Unsound.
You know, there are a lot of ultra fans
Yeah.
on Kyuss World that will collect anything
Yeah.
that has to do with that general area.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
mean,
think it's a good time.
there were two bands in the desert. You can ask anybody who was around. There were two bands in the desert, Kyuss and Unsound. Okay, I mean, okay, of our era. Okay, there was the older guys that paved the way for us. The Across the River and Yawning Man and things like that.
Sort of Quartet.
Definitely, sort of quartet. That was happening around the time of Unsound. But in that era, the class of '91, you know, era, you know, Kyuss and Unsound, it was a thing, and we were both like this. We were side by side. We played shows together. We played Halloween together. We played New Year's Eve together. It was like Kyuss and Unsound was a thing.
Yeah.
And because again, we weren't two bands that sounded exactly alike, but we were two bands that complemented each other and always packed the house. And anyway, and so I mean, we even had my mom just found our old contracts with Catherine Ennie and Ron Crown from same management. I mean, we were signing with the same people. We were coming up the same kind of avenue.
Yeah.
And obviously, Kyuss has exploded, and you know, total respect for them. But you know, throwing the last 25 years out, I think if we jump back into the mix right now, we'd be neck and neck with what's going on now.
Sure.
Honestly.
You know,
Yeah.
that's one thing about Kyuss and Unsound. That sound is just timeless.
Yeah, yeah,
It really is.
It really is. Yeah, and I think, you know, it's absolutely. In fact, it maybe, I'm sure, even Josh has said it or whatever. I think the bands pushed each other. I think they were so good that we had to keep up with that, and
Sure.
and they had to keep up with us without imitating at all. There's zero imitation. It's just it was a standard that was set that was really big, and that kind of dissolved for a long time in the desert after that. You know, it was like there was nothing in the wake because not much could keep up with it.
Right.
You know, the desert music scene kind of died for a while after that. Also because they built country clubs where our spots were, you know.
Sure.
Anyway.
Were you guys part of the Generator parties?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the Nudist Colony, the Indio Hills. We were definitely playing Generator parties again with Kyuss and
Sure.
other bands and stuff like that. So we were the same era. You know, it was
Awesome.
that's what we did. So, and again, I will back up and say that I was not the first drummer of Unsound. So there was a way already paved, but like I said, Brant, you know, when they were, I don't know, there are varying stories on why he split, but but it was Brant who definitely put me in touch with all them, and because Unsound was a little bit older than I was, but
Sure.
anyway, but
Awesome.
yeah.
Wisconsin had a gig for us, so we went and played there.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Because our phones.
Okay, it's Corral. That's the place where the guy fell asleep with its truck. You hear about that?
What?
Okay, you know the drummer who plays in Masters of Reality?
Yeah.
Chris Goss Masters of Reality has John Leamy. John Leamy on drums. John Leamy is from a band called Surgery. He played in Surgery the night, and I'm talking like he's loading out his gear because there was a window front, storefront. At the end of this road in Madison is a T-bone's off, right? So the streets you can go right or left or right. And a diesel truck guy fell asleep. And he was loading out his gear because the window's right here, and behind the window in the club, the stage right there facing out this way too. So if you're the drummer, you're at the backs of the window.
Yeah.
He just got done playing. It's at night. It's like 2:30 in the morning. So they're loading their gear out.
I should probably do that.
One of the bartenders, this gal, was standing right at the edge of the bar. I mean, right at the edge of the stage. They cleaned up some cups or something off the stage, whatever. John Leamy just picks up his gear set right in front of the window. He just picked up his last, like his floor tom. He's walking away, and just as he walks away, the diesel truck goes barreling right into the venue.
Holy shit.
Goes into the stage, hits the bartender. My friend Brian Bresch goes like, "Yeah, I'm standing in there. I'm like, I just paid the band, and we're having a beer, and the guy comes barreling through, and he said his friend, the bartender, flying by him. And the truck just like stopping right there, like,
Yeah, they're good.
Wow.
holy shit. And John Leamy's out front with Masters of Reality now. He would have been dust,
Wow.
Making my hair grow thinking about it, but it's intense shit, man. Like, guy fell asleep and barreled.
Yeah, it was only a couple of years later that place burned
Corral.
down.
Yeah, OK's Corral is gone. Yeah. That was one of the first. That's where the Kyuss met the Dwarves a second time playing there. No,
Kyuss played at OK's Corral.
our first time playing there, we played there after doing music seminar, where we played this place called the Limelight. It's a really great place. It was in 1990 or 91, and I think it was 1990 because Retro wasn't out yet. So we're on our way back, and in New York, when we were there, we saw the Caroline Records night at CBGB's, which was Monster Magnet. Played first. They played at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. And in New York, if you played at 8 o'clock, there's nobody there. Me and Brant Bjork were standing right there going like, what? At CBGB's, there must have been 10 people there when they played. I'll never forget it because that first Monster Magnet record is intense. All the records are intense, but the first one was really, it had something that was like nobody was doing at the time, and I was like, wow. And we wanted to talk to him because we were talking to Chris Goss about producing Blue Sweat's like the record because Retro's coming out. We had promo cassettes we were giving out to people. That was the same cover, but it was white in the background with just the black. It was really hard to find, apparently. I wish I had one still. But these promo cassettes were really hard to find, and we wanted to talk to Dave Windorf after the gig. So, they played like they were playing to a stadium, sold out people. It was just like, whoa. It was just like we were just, whoa. It was the most intense thing we've seen. So we're going to talk to him afterwards, like, hey, what do you do a record together, And he was like, yeah, I like Kyuss, I got the Reds promo, whatever. And so he goes out front. He goes, come out here, let's talk out here. I'll never forget because MTV News comes up with the microphone and the little disc on there,
Sure.
MTV on it. Dave, we want to ask if you can get some words for MTV right now about this Caroline Records. Like Smashing Pumpkins were headlining it. It's like some big bands playing that were jumping out. And he goes, I never forget for her whole life. He's talking to us, and this guy interrupts. He goes, man, this ain't the right time. Just ain't the right time for Mondo. It ain't the right time to do that yet. He goes, when it's the right time, we know. And me and Brant looked at him like, this guy's badass. He just turned down MTV in a time when you probably really needed the press, like to get out there. He was just, it ain't the right time. I'll talk to you guys when we're at some level that I think we should be on MTV. But he was like, it ain't the right time, man. Sorry, brother, it just ain't the right time. I was like, yeah, it is. He's the best. We thought we really took a huge amount of respect for him. And not that we didn't already have it, but mad respect after that. I was like, wow, he just turned down some music television stuff that he could probably like bettered their thing or got it to a different place. Or he was just like, We don't need any tricks or sellout moves. We're gonna do it our way.
Yeah.
Is what I got from that whole thing that day. It was a really inspiring day. And the next night was like Helmet played, Amphetamine Reptile Records night with CBGBs. We went down there. It was like, I didn't end up getting to play CBGBs till way later with Queens. We did a show before they closed, like long before they closed. And it was a great place. It was cool. There was like lots of history,
Yeah.
punk rock history, and so it was great to play there. And it was great to see these bands. And like I saw Monster Magnet, there was nothing before the first record was out.
Wow.
It was amazing. And wow.
That's awesome.
Saw some great bands. Helmet on the AmRep night was like, are you kidding me? When that band was first jumping out, that first record, Strap It On, I was like, oh my God, dude. These guys are like, it was like militant riffs, like AC/DC was playing, dun, 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 dun. Like, it was like so. I mean, I watched John St. Aaron, his drums, took his 2 sticks on his tuning key, put it on his snare drum, as hard as he could turn on each one. That's how tight he was doing his snare drum head. I was like, it was that sound to like it's an insane band. And the original band, the original bass player, original guitar players, Page is still doing it, but when those guys were like young and in their prime, I was like, dude, get out of that band's way, dude. It was insane.
Yeah.
But I never forget, Joey Ramone's playing the pizza place next door to part of CBGB's. Like they had a pizza place. There was a little coffee shop over there, and then Joey Ramone's playing pinball. We're like, what? Joey Ramone, no way. It's insane. It's just like, this is not happening. This isn't real. This is like, this is surreal. And then, and Henry Rollins is in having coffee, writing, of course, or reading. Or, I can't remember what he said. He had his journals and he had every book he was reading. Maybe he was having a cup of coffee, sitting there, being a normal guy, doing what he does. And I was like, it's fucking Henry Rollins. I'm like, God, dude. I was a big fan of Black Flag, and I still am a huge fan of the Rollins band too. Andrew Weiss on bass, one of the best ever. Weiss is ruling on bass, so really big fan of Rollins band. And so I see Henry Rollins, I'm like, I can't give him. Brand goes, go over there and say hi to him now. Dude, I can't do it. What, dude? You go see him do spoken word, dude. You love that guy. You think he's rad. Go give him a cassette of ours. Go give him the Kyuss Red stuff. And he goes, I can't do it. I'm too nervous to do it. I don't want to ruin.
Doing an interview?
My man. Yeah, bro, what's happening? Hell yeah.
What's going on?
Sorry to interrupt. You're good. Hey, we got some beers right here, some stuff, pizza. Pizza, dude, hit it. So the funny thing is that I'm like, Brand, I can't do it. I can't talk to him. I can't give him a cassette. I don't know what to do. Well, you do it though, dude. You gotta do it. So Brand goes to him and goes, excuse me, I know reading. Mr. Rollins, here's a cassette. My name's Kyuss. He goes, we'll be opening for you guys. He walked away, we'll be opening for you guys. Like, that was funny as hell. But yeah, it was like, yeah, that was my first time to CBGB's, and it was kind of cool. And I just was there playing the Bowery Electric, right down the street from a Joe Ramone place, or Avenue, whatever it is, Joe
I
Ramone
saw
place.
you guys kind of did your Ramones pilgrimage.
Yeah, we did the picture next to the Bleecker Bowery Street. So we're there, and it's a black awning now. It says like John Brauerhouse, or whatever it says. It doesn't say CBGB anymore, but it has it in the concrete called CBGB 73, and they opened it or whatever. And it still got its kind of like a museum. Yeah. It's gutted, and they put all kinds of stuff there. It's got some of the wall with all the graffiti. It's funny, like the bathroom was like you couldn't write on the wall, but they wrote over people's stuff, right? Like, everywhere. So everything was all crazy in there, but it was a cool place. That was the first we used to do this white projection stuff, white clothes and white basses and guitars, and we'd project. Our soundman Hutch would project, Queens would project different stuff. You'd film like an eyeball or whatever. You'd film like so you're being watched kind of thing. So we covered the stage, and CBGB's when we played there, all white. We covered sheets over our amps even, and all were white. So everything would be like projected,
Sure.
And it was a great show. I remember Dave Grohl's band. He was producing a band called Verbena. I want to say Verbena. He was playing bass on it. He played bass that night. They showed up to open up for us. And we're like, Dave, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm playing bass with this band I'm producing. we saw you guys were playing, so we jumped on the gig. And Dave was always a big supporter. Like Dave was a Kyuss fan when Kyuss was just starting. I mean, I remember most of the people that came to Kyuss shows because we talked to everybody that was there. And in the West Coast, when I was in the band first doing it, man, our last tour was Mad Mark Rude did the poster art, who did Misfits Earth AD.
He did that great logo.
Amazing. He did the logo. Like we didn't do shirts. We were like without knowing Fugazi didn't make shirts. We were doing it at the same time. Like we were like, we can't make shirts. We were more concerned about our people we looked up to in like Mario Lawley's and bands like that like they would have said to us like, you guys have shirts? What do you think you are? You know, in the desert we would have been like laughed at. So we didn't make shirts. We didn't have merch, and I think Fugazi's idea was a little bit different. It was like, oh, you're selling out if you have shirts. Ours was like, well, they'll give us shit if we have shirts, you know. And so we never made a shirt. The label made a shirt that had the bass amp on it.
Sure.
So there's the one shirt out there, and then they made another shirt later on that had the butterfly on it. There's only two like official Kyuss shirts. You know, the other ones are all boots, but that logo he did, the sun, was meant to be the logo, you know. It's like it wasn't meant to be a shirt. And later on, people made a shirt of it, which I think is great. That should have been like, that could be I'd wear that around in a jersey, like I wear jerseys.
Yeah.
We put that on a jersey, dude.
That's a great logo.
Yeah, I'm a baseball guy, baseball jersey guy. Right?
Yeah, I've noticed.
I like those, man. That's my trip I'm on. But that's a great logo, and I think it's. And he also did the Mad Mark Rude, who's passed now. He's died, but he passed away. But he also did the tribal and did the font for Kyuss and Bliss the Red Sun. He did that around because the picture of the sea of like a sea of flames on the sun, like was off a picture that Brant had in the book. We had to get permission to use it, but the tribal stuff and the Kyuss font and everything was Mad Mark Rude. We were total fans, all this stuff like Misfits and all that kind of stuff, like, you know, if you Battalion of Saints and all these great bands, and Black from the Dwarves since did this book called Armed to the Teeth with Lipstick, and its illustrations of Mad Mark Rude in there, and Black's story inside. So it's he was an interesting fellow, and he was really cool. He's in Green Machine video, Mad Mark Rude. He's the guy walking through the desert.
Oh, yeah,
That's him, you know.
Yeah.
And he's
someone has curated a Facebook page with some of his art, and there's a Lost Kyuss logo in there.
He's the guy, and he did the sun with the Kyuss wave. I think it looks all cool. Like that's him, dude.
That's a great logo.
He did so much stuff for Punk Flyers. You know, him and Pusshead were the guys back then for like all the early stuff. So we were like very highly influenced by all that stuff and most of that stuff, and to have Kyuss like be thought of as something he would want to work in, it was great. We got to his place and we get there and he had the original. It was big. Original painting of Earth AD Misfits. A big piece, you know. Like, we're like, whoa, oh my god.
I'm sure.
Checks in the horse heads, you name it. Like he did so much stuff, and man, just somebody that is talented, something, you know. The world's full of some really badass people, but there's some folks are just very, very special in that way. Like they have something that's just like he had it with his. He can just draw it. He can just do it.
Yep.
You know, just sketch up something. They can do it. You know. Super badass. Really can appreciate people like that, and he's one of them. It's too bad he's gone, but yeah, Mad Mark Rude, badass. But man, I don't know where I was going with this story.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the show on November 1st.
Yeah. Well, it was.
Sounds like it's gonna be killer.
It's gonna be insane, dude.
I wish I had money for a plane ticket.
Well, our last tour, like that brings Wino. It's weird because I've done this thing with Royal Demons with Wino now.
Yeah.
I've always been a St. Vitus fan. I've been a fan of Winos for years, you know, since St. Vitus, and the Obsessed stuff is amazing.
Yep.
But we're doing Spirit Caravan. The last Kyuss tour I did was Kyuss. Mad Mark Rude did the poster art. I have one somewhere. I got to get my hands on one of these posters though. It's Wool, Pete Stahl and Franz Stahl from Scream. Obsessed, which Scott Reeder played in at the time, and Wino and Greg Rogers plays in Ghost Snake now, and Kyuss headlined, and we did a West Coast tour. That was my last tour with Kyuss. My very last thing I did with him, we had Mark Rude do the post art. It's like an eyeball creature that's in a hot rod. Like
Oh no, I've seen this. I've seen this.
And he used the Kyuss font that's on in the sun. It says Kyuss. The obsessed. Well, and it has a space down the bottom. You can write appearing live at blah blah blah. You can write it in yourself. And that was the last tour I did with him. So it ties it in, like, you know. And Wino's a great friend of mine. Great guy, and a serious, like, badass singer, and guitar player is ripping. He's a guitar player. He does this, like, him and Josh, some of my favorite guitar players in the world. Him and Josh have their own style under the same umbrella of, like, doom style, stoner. Like, they can rip out some stuff that's like, man, I love those guitar players. I love those guys. Wino has this, like, thing he plays at the bridge. He'll pick at the bridge. Like, I never seen anybody do that. Normally you play like somewhere in the middle or something. He's at the bridge. Yeah, they're good. Our place, you know the deal. That's her from Rights of the Accused. What? What's up?
What's up?
Liars Club, Chicago. Let's get it on. Herb's a champion. He's a champion. And
I caught one of the regulars into driving because I knew I ain't driving that after.
This is Nathan from Kyuss World.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? How are you, brother? It's Nathan. Good to meet you. What's happening, man? That's all.
It's all right.
So, I'm done in 5, brother. We'll catch up, brother. Bro, Herb, he's awesome. He takes care of us, man. Like the Queens and everybody comes to town. He has a bar in Chicago called Liars Club. He owns it, and he takes care of us every time. There's an after-show party. Eagles Death Metal play, or whoever plays there. We were going to play there on this tour because we had some fallout in Pittsburgh almost. We were going to go do last minute thing like, Herb, we need a gig. Come to the Liars Club. Let's get it on. So we were going to go play there. But then Pittsburgh was back on. So, but and the guy from here was like, you ain't doing no show in Chicago. It's going to step on this one. We're like, sorry, man. What do you mean? So it all worked out. But anyway, we the last tour I did with Kyuss was with Obsessed, which is Wino. He's been a friend of mine for years. We still catch up where we left off. We hang out. So I saw him on that tour. Scott went home with Kyuss, and I drove home in the Obsessed van. We broke down like 6 times on the way home. It was terrible. But we got home, and I was out. I wasn't in Kyuss anymore, and Obsessed had lost their bass player. It's like, But we're seeing Wino on Halloween in Scottsdale, Arizona. Gonna do Peter Pan Speedrock, Mondo Generator, Spirit Caravan, Halloween in Scottsdale. Then November 1st, we're back home, and we're gonna be in Pomona at the Glass House. And same bands. Peter Pan's not on that one. They're finishing up the tour from Holland. These guys, they're going back home on the 1st, and we're going the 1st to do the big show that we booked the tour around.
Sounds amazing.
It's gonna be insane.
Wow.
It was originally called Day of the Shred, and it got moved, so it's called what's it called? And So It Shall Be.
Yes.
And So It Shall Be. And it's John Garcia band, Spirit Caravan, Mondo Generator, Elders killer, Elders amazing, Moss Generator, and there's who else is on that gig, man? There's some great bands. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I know there's some great bands on there. All bands that are like worth going to see, and you wouldn't be bummed out if you were watching. You'd be like, this is killer, you know? Like, it's going to be a killer lineup, a killer night, and apparently I'm going to play some songs with John. I did not know.
That sounds great.
I read it now on the poster. I was like, wow, we're playing songs together. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm down. I haven't asked him, he hasn't asked me, but we're gonna play songs together. And we always, me and John pick up where we left off too. Every time I see him, and we used to live together. When we were kids, like I'd stay at his place, and I rented a room, and at his place in North Palm Springs years and years ago. Yeah, Johnny. Awesome. So Johnny's my boy. I love Johnny. He's my he's a brother to me, and whether we're mad at each other for a moment or not, we still like to see each other. I love you, brother. Have a beer and hang out. It's a great, dude.
That's awesome.
We played music together at the Stone from Underground festival, and Mike said, "Hey, John wants to talk to you. Let's ask you to do things." I'll tell him I say yeah. I'd love to do it. So it was fun, and I didn't know we were doing it for this, but we are doing it for this apparently.
Awesome.
Apparently we're doing a whole set.
Set?
I don't know about that, but
Classic Kyuss tunes.
the way it's billed is that
That's what I
John
saw.
Garcia and Nick Olivera.
Yeah.
It looks like we're opening the whole night together. You know,
Right.
we're the first band. You know.
No, you're the headliner.
I
it
know
looks
what,
like.
yeah, John Garcia band on there, but I was like, wow, we're opening, and he's close. We're the bookends. I guess we're gonna. It'd be cool if we all, you know, we have a couple of days off between those shows. It'd be cool if we all got together and. Just saying, John, if you hear this, and you should hear this, maybe we all got together as 2 bands and had a big grand finale at the end. Just saying, it could be kind of cool. Could get heavy. I mean, the Melvin's big business doesn't suck with two drummers.
No.
I'm just saying, it's
No.
kind of big and huge and kills it. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to plant any seeds that might grow. You know what I mean? Just saying.
It sounds like
I hate
it'd
to
be
see those
killer
seeds
night.
grow, man. You know, I planted a few seeds. I don't water them. I don't want them to grow. I'm just kidding. No, I would love to do something with Johnny. That'd be cool, and I hope it happens. We're definitely gonna go and rock that shit. And Mondo's gonna play. And we got a badass band. Jeff Bowman from Unsound, Mike Pigmy from You Know Who, the Wizards, John Garcia band as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane.
Insane.
We're gonna kill it.
Sounds great.
We'll do some Kyuss tonight. We'll do some Kyuss. We'll do some Queen stuff and stuff. But we do some Kyuss stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff that we feel we could just rock and kill. Which we could do all of it if we wanted, but in Kyuss, so we gotta like. John's not here singing. We can't. It's Van
Yeah,
Hagar,
that's
dude.
tough.
We know we're doing
Right.
Van Hagar. I'm just Sammy Hagar now, dude. I ain't good.
Right.
Hagar killed Van Halen. I don't be like, you know, Van Hagar. How Matt? Tell him, Matt. That's Matt.
All right.
Big thanks to Nick and Mike and Jeff for the hospitality at the show and taking some time to talk with me and for keeping rock alive. If you have a chance to see Mondo on this tour, absolutely do it. You won't be disappointed, especially if you get a chance to go to that show on November 1st at the Glass House in Pomona. You got to make that show. John Garcia, Nick Olivera together. It's going to be killer.